Imagine making blockbusters, then getting kidnapped to make propaganda for a dictator. Yeah, we're talking about Shin Sang-ok and Choi Eun-hee today. So boom, back in the day, Shin was that guy in South Korea's film industry. Hits on hits, multiple films a year. Man had his own studio, whole empire. Then the government came through like, too much creativity, shut it down. They pulled the plug. Censorship laws hit hard. And just like that, everything Shin built, gone. Now, while Shin's career is collapsing, guess who's watching? Kim Jong-il. At the time, he wasn't dictator yet, just the obsessed son of one. And this man, he loved movies, all movies, especially the ones his people weren't allowed to watch. He had a private archive, international hits, bootlegs, the works. And he's thinking, I could make films that change the world if they were just a little more North Korean. So Kim gets this wild idea. He hears about a South Korean studio shut down. And he's like, what if I just kidnap the director? But first, he goes after Choi Eun-hee, Shin's ex-wife and South Korea's biggest actress. They used to make films together. Probably hadn't talked in a minute, but she still had that star power. So Kim's people pretend to be rich film investors. They lure her to Hong Kong. She shows up at the beach, thinking she's about to sign a deal. Then, 2 speedboats come flying in. Men jump out, grab her, sedate her, and dip. Whole operation took like 30 seconds. A week later, she wakes up in North Korea. Kim Jong-il greets her like a guest, not a hostage, puts her in a nice villa, takes her on tours, smiling, acting like it's normal. But Choi is panicking. She doesn't know why she's there, doesn't know what's next, and she doesn't know that back in South Korea, Shin is looking for her. He's worried. That's still his ex-wife. So he heads to Hong Kong to retrace her steps. And bam! He gets snatched too. Gone. Now Shin wakes up in Pyongyang. Same welcome package. Luxury, tours, forced smiles. But Shin, he ain't with the program. Y'all got the wrong one. He tries to escape. Fails. Tries again. Fails. So North Korea throws him in prison. For 4 years, Shin is stuck in that prison. They feed him propaganda tapes, try to reprogram him. And the wild part? He and Choi don't even know the other is there. Same country, same captor. No clue. Then one day in 1983, Kim Jong-il releases Shin, says he's been re-educated, invites him to a dinner party. Shin shows up and sees Choi sitting across the room. They lock eyes like, at that party, Kim finally tells them the truth. Y'all work for me now. Shin, you direct. Choi, you act. Let's make cinema. And just like that, they become North Korea's film crew. They get married again. Yes, Kim suggests it. And you can't say no to Kim. They reboot their creative partnership under 24/7 surveillance. Kim bankrolls everything. Full studio. Over 700 employees. Kim makes himself executive producer because of course he does. And by 1984, their first film drops. Then another, and another. But their biggest hit? It's a kaiju movie. Giant monster, big metaphors, all that. It's basically a bootleg Godzilla, but with communism. It's equal parts iconic and terrifying. Now, even though the films are technically successful, Shin and Choi, they're miserable. Homesick, always watched, no freedom. And after 8 years, they finally make a plan. In 1986, Kim sends them to Vienna, Austria, for a film financing trip. And while they're there, Shin calls a trusted journalist, sets up an interview at a hotel. Choi goes with him. They show up. The North Korean handlers are lurking, but mid-interview, they dip. The North Korean agents realize it and give chase. Shin and Choi hop in a cab. Take us to the U.S. Embassy now. The goons hop in another cab. Follow that car. It's full-on spy movie vibes. But then, traffic hits. Car stall. So they leap out and sprint, ducking through streets, weaving between cars, hauling it to the embassy gates. They make it. Political asylum claimed. Back in North Korea, Kim is furious, embarrassed, humiliated. He bans all their films, tells the public that Shin and Choi stole millions from him. They weren't kidnapped. They were thieves. Yeah, okay, bro. After that, Shin and Choi move to the U.S. They stay together, work in Hollywood. And in the 90s, Shin makes a comeback directing none other than the Three Ninjas movies. So next time you see kids beating up robbers in ninja suits, just know that the guy who made it once escaped a literal dictatorship. Should have known better, but delusion had snacks.